Great night, everybody. I want to give a shout out to these two right here. I mean, that was, you guys put on the show. That's what boxing is all about. So, Ben, I'll come to you first. Obviously, Josh and Dan are going to field most of the questions. But Ben, I mean, what do you say? That's a successful night. It put on a great show. The atmosphere, the energy, and the fight absolutely delivered like you said it would.
Yeah, as you say, these two deserve so much credit. They're a pleasure to work with. I was saying earlier in the week, we have 25 fighters. These two were definitely the toughest, and both of them in the ring tonight, toe to toe. No one took a step back. I don't think anyone ever even touched the ropes. It was an incredible fight, and you can just see that the dedication they both have to their craft, the dedications they have to boxing, the fact that neither of them wanted to lose, the fact that they never took a step back was just special to see. And the atmosphere that they both created, their stock has risen completely. Both of them will go on to very big things from here out in, and it's good to see that they remain friends as well. I was worried that maybe I'd got in between a very good friendship, but it's special people, and yeah, credit to British boxing, and hopefully something that other fighters can look at and see and be inspired by, because these two are inspirational.
Absolutely. And coming to you next, Dan, I mean, after the decision, you looked at me and you go, how was it? And I go, hey man, that was a hell of a fight. You like to fight, and you like putting on a show, you like the crowd getting into it, you like the noise, you like the atmosphere, and you like delivering great fights. Tonight, man, you main evented, big stage. I mean, first off, obviously, you didn't get the W, but man, you gotta feel proud about yourself, man.
Yeah, exactly that. I didn't get the W, but you know, I always want to be involved in fights where people remember, do you know what I mean? Go back and watch, and you know, where the crowd's on their feet, you know, people pay their hard-earned money to come down and partake in such events. So I just wanted to, you know, before obviously getting a win, I wanted to put on a good show, and hopefully we done that. You know, we brought two areas together, Croydon, Lewisham, you know, as well as all the other parts across the UK, and yeah, I'm just gutted that I didn't get the win, but Josh is a formidable fighter. I've known that from, you know, when we both started sparring in the amateurs, and I knew I would have to dig deep. And yeah, that was the outcome, I guess.
Well, you want to put on a great show, I can tell you, mission accomplished there. Josh, I'll come to you. I mean, I feel like all week you were just laser focused, locked in. I mean, the preparation, you could tell how you were coming into this fight. This is a fight that you had to, I think you really had to make a statement. You knew that Dan was going to pull it out of you, and you knew that you were going to deliver, and obviously congratulations. So how do you feel?
Yeah, very grateful, thankful. And I still stick to the same thing, you know. As much as there's a spotlight on me, I wanted to be on Dan Azeez as well. He pushed me every round, and it took two of us to make that fight happen. You say, you know, I wanted to win, and that's because if I lost, there was nothing there for me. There's a lot of pressure on both of us, and Dan almost spoke about it, and it's true, there's a lot of pressure, but we deal with it. But like I said, I don't want to take nothing away from Dan. It took two of us to make it, and he pushed me forward. I'm just very thankful that I came out on top, and thankful to God as well for the victory.
Congratulations, two great ambassadors for the sport. I'm going to open it up to the floor here.
You want to raise your hand if you've got a question? I've got quite a short microphone. You might have to come to me, Chris.
Josh, I know you sometimes get irritated about the activity questions and stuff, but when you have a night like that and you have people talking about you like that, surely that makes you want to be a lot more active and get your name really where it should be.
Yeah, I moved over to boxing Sky Sports just to be more active. After my fight in May, things didn't go according to my plan, but I stayed dedicated. That's one thing I want to say. I went straight back in camp, man. I've been in camp for months and months. I'm sure Dan's also been putting in the work. So I want to be active. I'm sure someone out here is going to say it's the yard fight next. Listen, man, of course it was a final eliminator, but we live in England, we live in London, and everyone wants to see that fight as well. So being active is very key to me. And myself as a boxing fan, I'd also like to see Dan fight again very soon. So yeah, man, we want to be active.
You mentioned you had fight obviously the pivot Batavia during the first, there was always rematch clauses in these things as well, but how realistic do you think it is of getting that yard fight on, and do you think you can push for it?
Yeah, man, I think he's fighting next weekend. I had to do my part today, Dan and I did our part today, so hopefully it'll open doors. And like Ben said, both of our stock has risen. I came on top tonight, my stock's gone up, but Dan pushed me around, so his stock's gone up too, so we're both in a great position.
Boys, just one from me. Congratulations to the both of you, a wicked fight. I just want to know,
Who's talking?
yeah, the hundreds if not thousands of rounds you've done in sparring, how different or same were they to the rounds you shared tonight?
What do you think, Dan? Dan was talking to me during the fight. He was talking to me.
Yeah, do you know what? They're just as hard, but obviously you got the crowd there, you got smaller girls, there's no headgear, so maybe it's not, you know, the punches might not be as impactful, but I just know what, you know, Josh is capable of, if not better. So I just always try to take my mind there and prepare for that.
For me, it was, we've had loads of spars like that, but like Dan said, I knew it was going to be smaller gloves, the lights were going to be bright, people were going to be outside to watch, but I just expected a tougher Dan Azeez, and that's what showed up. Every round was hard for me, and there were times where I caught him and I was like, damn, like, you're not going to fall down. Like, it was a round where I think I landed 3 left hooks and Dan was still there, and I was like, this is going to be a long night for me. So yeah, it was different to the spars, I'd say, a little bit.
You'll have to shout on the stage.
It's gonna be loud.
Okay, cool. First of all, congratulations to both of you on your fantastic performance tonight. Just a question to each of you. First of all, to Dan. First of you taking on a fellow Londoner in Joshua Buatsi. I wanted to ask you personally, now you've sort of taken him on in front of everyone, do you believe that you have what it takes, despite not winning the fight, do you think that you have what it takes to sort of fight at that kind of level, at world level?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I didn't get the win today, but this loss doesn't define me. You know what I mean? You go back to the drawing board, and you come back. You know, you improve on what might not have gone well for you. Do you know what I mean? Life isn't just a straight road. You know what I mean? You got ups and downs. You know, left and right, and it's just one of those things. Josh was the better man today. I'll just go back and improve, and hopefully, I want to be able to keep improving and put on more nights like this, entertaining for the fans.
Can I just ask, you said you were talking to each other in the ring. What were you saying to each other?
What was you saying, Josh?
Bro, you said to me, we did this. I said, yeah, thank you. It was times
No, before that, there was a bit where I hit you and you said, yep, I'm right here. He goes, yep, I'm not going anywhere. He said, I'm right here. I said, yeah, no worries.
He made me miss and he told me, and I was like, this is going to be, again, a long night for me. But we've done it many times in sparring, but it was weird that it was happening mid-fight, because I don't know about you, Dan, but I could hear the noise and everything, but we were talking and
Yeah.
the referee was there. I don't even remember him, but I know he was in the ring, but
Yeah.
it just felt like it was myself and him. But it was an entertaining fight to be in, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, man.
Have you spent time together since the fight before coming up here?
Yeah, I've been to his changing room, we spoke briefly, we've seen the same doctor, but it doesn't, I'll say here in front of everyone, the friendship for me to Dan doesn't stop. It had to be on pause because we had to fight each other, and I'll say unfortunately,
For
but
sure.
for me it doesn't stop. And in the ring there I said, Dan said to Josh, I love you. I said, I love you too, bro. There's respect you have for people, but after doing 12 rounds like that in front of everyone in smaller gloves, it goes up. So from my side, the pressure continues, man.
Josh, Dan, congratulations on a brilliant fight, both of you. A question for each of you. Josh, in the last couple of rounds, there was 2 knockdowns in the 11th round. Some controversy about why they had slip. Obviously, the ring apron was very, very wet. We could all see that from the outside. What's your recollection of those knockdowns?
I think one of them was a slip, bro. That area there, I'm pointing like it's there, but it's not there. But there was a bit where it was very slippery, and even sometimes I slipped and that was like, whoa, like kind of like be careful. When he slipped, sometimes I was like, be careful. But there were times where he slipped and I was like, thank God for that, because I'm going to try to hit you the same thing with too. But honestly, like, in my opinion, I genuinely think one of them was a slip. I don't know what you said, but I felt like the second one was definitely a slip.
He slipped first actually, and then I remember my corner was like, oh, whatever, stop crying, you diva, or princess or something like that. And then he goes, oh, be quiet, you're just outside. Then straight after, I slipped, and he was like, oh, see, look at you. And then I slipped again, and both times I got the count, but it is what it is, that's the rules, you know. If you slip and then there's a glancing blow or anything like that, they got to give you a mandatory 8, so it's just part of the rules.
And then Dan, for you, obviously the first time you've lost as a professional, is it easier to lose to a friend? Obviously nobody wants to lose, but somebody that you've kind of come up with in Josh, does it make it easier? Does it make it more difficult?
No, a loss is a loss, but in life we don't always win. No matter what, no one's ever just gone through life straight win. So it's just something I've got to take in the chin, and like I said, come back better, stronger, more improved, and back out there again.
Well done, guys.
Josh, obviously you've mentioned all the kind of the outside factors of being friends with Dan. Do you think that was a career best performance from you tonight, considering all of that?
I wouldn't say career best, but I'd say it was the toughest fight I've had for sure. The fight with Spider has certain dynamics to it, but this one, I knew it was going to be a hard fight because I sparred Dan a lot, and people can talk a certain way before a fight, and Dan was doing the talking, but I knew he could do the walk as well, so I knew I was in for a hard night. Yeah.
And Dan, obviously, you mentioned Josh just mentioned Craig Richards there. Is there any other domestic names you'd like to go in there? Obviously, Craig Richards. Obviously, there's Anthony Ard as well. Is there anyone that you'd like to jump in with next?
Yeah, and I've said it. We got a juicy light heavyweight division. Obviously, I didn't get the win tonight, but at the end of my career, I'd like to have said I fought all the guys in my category, like all the top boys anyway. Like that's definitely something I want to be able to say. So yeah, I'm up for anything.
Gents, congratulations. Ben, one for you. You've obviously put on an all-British clash tonight. You've announced Wardley Clark, Billen Smith and Riaco. Is that the plan for you this year? There's a lot of fans a bit disappointed with a lot of the big fights going to Saudi and not enough fights here in the UK, but can you assure us that you're going to continue this method throughout 2024?
Yeah, there's definitely a responsibility. What Saudi are doing for boxing is incredible, and those big international fights that we didn't expect to get done are getting done, but tonight shows this market, these fans, they just love it, and what an advert for boxing, but just what an advert for British boxing, more to come. But yeah, again, I just want to thank everyone and wrap up, thank everyone involved in boxing to see that, what an advert for our sport, what honesty, what integrity, these guys do genuinely love each other, and it's a special thing to see, and yeah, incredible fight, more big British fights to come as well, and more big British fights for both of these guys as well.
Just two questions, one for both of you. Do you think you'll continue to spar together after this?
Yeah, I need that to help me, man. Definitely. From my side, yeah.
Yeah, no, he was the last, when I won the European title, I remember I was struggling with a sparring partner. Every time I called him, he always comes. Even if he's not in the gym like that, he always comes. So I'm sure if I need his help, he'll help me again. I hope so.
Sure.
And Josh, who would you rather, better Biet or Bivol?
Whoever wins and has the belts, that's the answer. Say it again?
Not bothered who?
Nah, whoever has it. And I always say this was a final eliminator. If I didn't want the belts, I wouldn't have entered this fight. So whoever wins it, that's who I'd like next. And like I said, the yard fight as well, I'm also available for that too.
Good. Thank you everybody for coming. Be proud of boxing tonight. This is what we all want. Congratulations to Dan and Josh. Have a great night.